Some of you have been to Australia, but you have not been to Newcastle. Staff here at IBN and Unicenter have been to Newcastle. They have come to visit our campus. They have come to see the area. When they came to visit, they saw a koala. It's true, right?
Yes.
We saw a koala at the campsite. We saw lots of possums. We saw lots of wonderful nature that you associate with Australia. We saw it when they visited. So when you visit, you will see this. And some of you I know are coming to study in Newcastle. Excellent. Good. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the university. When you want to ask a question, just put your hand up and interrupt. Don't worry. Don't wait to the end. When you have a question, ask me. Okay? And we'll see if you need pieces to translate, we'll translate. This is what Newcastle looks like. It's very beautiful, right?
Yeah.
Very beautiful.
Yeah.
A great place produces great people. I'm not from Newcastle. I'm from London. But this is where Newcastle is. So this is New South Wales, and Newcastle is here. So it's north of Sydney, 2 hours north of Sydney. So the region has about 500,000 people. Okay, so it's a small city. It's not a small town, it's a city. Okay, but it's a small city. Why would you study in a small city? A small city is safe. Okay? A small city, you have more time to focus on your study and also enjoy yourself. You have a good balance. Alright? In a big city, too much enjoying yourself. Not enough studying. A small city is a much better balance. But also, it costs less money to live there. It's cheaper to live in a small city than a big city. So the cost of accommodation, food, housing is much cheaper in Newcastle than Sydney. Newcastle, we have been a university for more than 50 years. So 2 years ago we were the top university in Asia Pacific under 50. We are top 1% in the world. Okay, top 8 in Australia for research, but rankings is very difficult to know which is a good university and which is not a good university. So rankings don't always tell you the whole story. You need to look at other things. So I'm going to show you some other things. This one is Times Higher Education. Okay, this ranking. You know Times Education? All right. For business and economics, Newcastle, you can't see this, but here we are. Top 8, Australia. Okay, so in Australia, Newcastle for business and economics is top 8. So that's good. Rankings, we know rankings is good. But there's more important things than rankings. I will come to that. This is the region. So our campus, we have 2 campuses. One here in the forest, in the bush we call it. This is where you might see koalas, mosquitoes. But we also have one in the city centre, right next to the beach. This is what our campus looks like. This is our new building in the city centre. So if you are studying business, you will study here, okay, in this building. It is a very modern building. It is the most modern business faculty in Australia. We only opened 2 months ago. So a brand new building. I'm going to show you a little video. see whales when you're here, whale watching and dolphin watching.
The vision for New Space was to bring the university right into the heart of the city. It was to bring the world to Newcastle. We really wanted the presence to make it clear that this was the university for the city.
The university's always been a really important part of the community here in Newcastle, but we only had a very small presence in the middle of the city, and so it was a great opportunity to really help and revitalise the city and the economy.
We wanted it to be something that was genuinely new to the city, new for the university, and new in design.
So really taking the idea and turning it into a design, you know, is a very big step, and it's where you get the greatest opportunity to get the project right. We decided to go down a slightly different path from what the university had embarked on previously, and went out for a design competition. So we called expression of interest.
When the competition for this came through,
Okay, that's enough. But this building has won awards all over Australia, and it's starting to win awards all over the world because it's the most modern teaching space in Australia. So if you study only business faculty, I'm afraid if you study business faculty, you will study in this building. You will be here. I will look for you. Okay, so let's carry on. I want to show you some more things. We also have a campus in Singapore, but that doesn't matter. Okay, this is what I want to tell you. This is more important than rankings. So, rankings, we know there's lots of different rankings, and sometimes it's up here, sometimes it's down here. The Australian government created a website called QUILT. Okay? Quality Indicators for Learning and Teaching. Alright? Quality Indicators for Learning and Teaching. It created this for parents. So parents could see, okay, this university is ranked high, but can they teach my child? Do they know how to teach? And sometimes the universities with a high ranking have low teaching scores. So this website was designed to compare universities. So let's look at University of Newcastle. When we compare University of Newcastle, which is this one, we can this one, this one here, we can see it is higher for student experience for undergraduate, right? Higher than Macquarie, UNSW, University of Sydney, UTS. Newcastle is higher, okay? Teaching quality. Newcastle is higher than Macquarie, UNSW, Sydney, UTS. Teaching quality is higher. Student support, much higher. Much higher. Don't go here. That one is terrible university. This one. Sydney Uni. Don't go there. Terrible for student support. Okay. So, I just want to pause it there. Why do you think our teaching is better than those universities? Any ideas? What do you think?
We have the most learning their instructors.
Could be, yeah. I think that's probably it. Yeah?
Yeah.
So universities, often they have researchers. Okay? Researchers. These researchers could be doing wonderful, amazing things in research. So we have one of the world leaders in IVF treatment. Do you know what IVF is? In vitro fertilization. So when people or animals cannot have babies, So you artificially inseminate the egg and the sperm to make a baby. This is IVF. We have one of the world leaders, researchers for IVF at Newcastle. All right? Other universities, Sydney Uni, have world-leading researchers. UNSW have world-leading researchers. But they do not teach, ever. They give their teaching to their PhD students and say, you teach the class, I'm writing a book. Okay, you teach the class, I'm doing research. At our university, all of our researchers must teach. Okay, they must teach. The top researchers, they have 60% research, 30% teaching, and 10%, I don't know, papers. Something. Okay? At the other universities, no, it's 100% research. So the people that you are learning from are not the academics, they are not the experts, they are students, PhD students. Alright? So that is why our teaching satisfaction is much higher than those other universities. Does that make sense? Does everybody understand what I mean? Good. A very good class. Alright, let's carry on. I want to show you a few more things. So this is a much better way to check if it is a good university. Much better than rankings. This is better. Alright. Faculty. Top 8 in Australia, as I said, for business and economics. Also AA CSP accredited. So this means it is a very high quality business school. We have bachelor degrees of business. We have lots of different subjects, but the staff here at Unicenter can tell you all about this. You don't need me to tell you.